We are live from Berlin as the Mountaineers of Berlin take on the Turkeyfoot Rams. Hello, everyone. We appreciate all of you tuning in here today as we are back on the road once again. As we will be watching some Westpac High School baseball today. And right before game time, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Rams. Leading off for Turkeyfoot will be the shortstop Will Toy. Batting second and behind the plate is the catcher Grant Grove. Wearing number 4 in center field today, batting third is Blake Nicholson. Then on the mound, number 6 is Cameron Kemp at first base. Hunter Holiday batting fifth. And the sixth spot is Brandon Trussler in left field. Batting seventh at second base is Bryce Schmidt. Robbie Tusky takes the spot in right field today, batting eighth. And batting ninth, number 23, Jesse Kolb at third base. Rams are coached by interim manager Brian Toy, and he's assisted by Frankie Ryan. Meanwhile, for the Mountaineers, we'll take a look at how they'll be positioned on the field. Hyatt will be behind the plate. Spokart down the line at first base. Second base is Riggs, number 17. Over at shortstop is Pace Prosser, number 23. Over at third base is Patrick. Left fielder is Craig Jarvis. Center field is Fisher. Right fielder, number 8, Yeager. And on the mound is Burbachok for the Mountaineers. As both teams get ready to start out, Will Toy will step into the box on this beautiful May day here in Berlin. And Burbachok will get ready to take the pitch for the Rams. And the first one pitch is down the middle for a strike, and we're off from Berlin as the senior Will Toy takes a strike. Mountaineers dressed in their black uniforms, gray pants, blue numbers, and blue hats. Quick strike two at the knees on the batter Toy, and he's down in the count 0-2. Rams are in their blue uniforms and gray pants as always. And here comes the 0-2 pitch home. Strike three, it's dropped. A drop strike three, but Toy will make his way over to the dugout. So 3 quick strikes by the Mountaineers pitcher, has an early out here in the ball game. As Burbachok comes set on the rubber for the Mountaineers, fourth pitch of the day is once again down the middle, a nasty pitch for another called strike. All 4 pitches have been called here. Start out this game, and Burbachok looking good here for the Mountaineers. The next one gets the batter Grove caught swinging for strike number 2 in the box, and he falls a bit behind in the count 0-2. That's a 0-2 pitch from Burbachok. Swung and blasted to shortstop. There's Prosser. Prosser to Spokart, and the batter Grove is retired. A 6-3 put out, and the second out of the inning as Grove grounds out to the shortstop for the second out. So that will bring to the plate Blake Nicholson. We'll get to see him for the first time today at the plate. Had an impressive day the other day in Myersdale, both in the field, on the mound, and at the plate. Of first pitch ball taken outside on that right half of the plate to start off the at-bat here. Senior night in Berlin. Rams have 7 seniors on their roster, and that ball 2 is taken once again. Just missed on the right side of the plate. A nice fastball there from Burbachok. Just doesn't get the batter Nicholson to take that pitch, so Nicholson ahead in the count here, 2-0. And that one is ripped foul over the backstop and off of the concession stand back there behind us on the football field. A very nice football field the Mountaineers have here today, right beside each other, back to back. Of course, the school sitting in left field as the 1-2 pitch is hit up the middle, and a single for Nicholson. And the first hit of the day for the Rams, and Nicholson gets an early single for the Rams, and the Rams get the bats going here with Nicholson at first. 2 outs in the top of the first, with Cameron Kemp, the cleanup hitter, coming to bat. Brady Burbachok, 10 pitches on the day. So he'll come off the mound there. No throw to first. So Nicholson gets back There was a slight jog, not much of a lead there by the senior. He'll pick up a little bit more here, and a ball was taken there at the knees for a strike. The next pitch from Burbachuk, flied up into the gap between first and second, but that one will drop foul just down the line. As the first baseman Spokart and the second baseman Riggs trying to get underneath that, neither one could track it down, and it goes out of play for a strike. So no 2 count here on the righty Kemp, and Burbachuk is 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, but he'll turn and move the runner Nicholson back over to first base. No throw off attempted once again. As Kemp comes set and fouled back against the backstop there. Good job by Kemp to stay alive. He cracks up after that pitch. Barely got it off the end of the barrel. And the count will remain the same at 0-2. 2 outs, top of the first. Nicholson standing at first base thanks to the single up the middle. The 0-2 toss. No good as it niches across the batter's box there on the left side for a ball. The first ball on Kemp takes the count to 1-2 with 2 outs as the pitcher for the Mountaineers wearing number 15 sets the hurl. Fouled back against the backstop once more by the pitcher Cameron Kemp. And the count will remain the same at 1-2. Burbachuk comes set to throw. Just a bit upstairs and on the outside of the plate for ball number 2. And now everything's knotted up at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the top of the first, Kemp working the pitcher here, Burbachuk. And he'll wait the next throw. And he gets rung up on strike 3. Nice fastball on the inner half of the plate as Kemp gets rung up on strike 3. Well, the Rams strand 1. And we'll go to the home half of the first inning. 0-0 ball game here in Berlin. We welcome you back to Berlin. Rams strand 1 and the Mountaineers are coming up to bat. Pace Prosser, the shortstop, leading things off for the Mounties. Cameron Kemp on the rubber, and the opening pitch by Kemp Right down the pipe for a called strike on the first pitch of this bomb of the first inning. Prosser, freshman, stands in that right side of the box. A nasty pitch there on the bottom corner of the plate. A called strike 2. And back-to-back called strikes has Prosser down in the count at 0-2. Kemps shakes his head at the first pitch. He likes the second one, and he'll get a ground ball chopper right back to him, and he'll gun it over to his first base partner, Hunter Holiday, and that will lead us into how the Rams will be positioned on the field. Grant Grove behind the plate, Cameron Kemp on the mound, Hunter Holiday at first base, Bryce Schmidt at second, Will Toy at short, Jesse Culp at third, Brandon Tressler in left, Blake Nicholson in center, and Robbie Tusky in right field. And the first pitch here to the first baseman, Spokart. Cold strike. Here to start off the bat. Spokart batting second today in the order for the Mountaineers. And his second pitch of the at-bat, the ball is called, even up the count at 1-1. Mountaineers are coming off a 4-3 thriller last night against Myersdale, where they knocked off the Red Raiders here in Berlin in a swing and a miss strike 2 on the batter Spokart. So with a 1-2 count with 2 outs, 1 out, the first baseman Spokart awaits the pitch. Changeup misses low for ball number 2, and the count goes to 2-2 with 1 out. Some Mountaineers fired up in their dugout, cheering on their first baseman, Spokart. Kemp will come set to deal home. Spokart chops that one foul to remain alive in the box. Here with a 2-2 count. Will Spokart played basketball this past season for the Mountaineers. Of course, Berlin ended up going all the way to the state championship in varsity basketball. Impressive run there by the Mountaineers. Unfortunately, they weren't able to bring home gold, but no matter what, beyond successful season for the Mountaineers, and the count goes 3-2, and Kemp loses the batter Spokart. This ball 4 misses on the outside of the plate, and Spokart will take the walk and jog down the line, and will get set to as the batter Fisher comes up to bat for the Mountaineers. As still in second is the runner Spokart. Foul back though by the batter Fisher, so Spokart will have to make the light jog back over to first base. Here in this bottom of the first inning, Charlie Fisher, the center fielder, batting third in this order for the Mountaineers. First appearance of the day, the eye black running down the cheeks, matching the black uniforms, in a pickoff attempt by the pitcher Kemp. No tag was applied as Spokart was quick to get that jump and get on the base before any harm could be done, as Kemp once again will deal from the rubber. Spokart taking off, but once again fouled back for the second time on this bat, so Spokart will have to once again take the jog back over to the first base bag. But this time Fisher has to be careful as he has an 0-2 count here with 1 out. Kemp from the rubber, wearing number 6. Spokart going once more, but this one is flied into center field. Charging for it is Nicholson. He's there to make the catch. And Spokart quickly, there is about midway in between first and second, read that play perfectly and was able to get back in to the bag in time without no double play action being attempted. But no matter what, Fisher flies out for the second out of the inning, and the pitcher for the Mountaineers will come to bat, and Brady Borbachuk. And stealing second finally is Spokart, as no throw is taken by the catcher Grove. So he elects to let Spokart get to second there, so Spokart will move over one base, and Kemp will throw from the stretch, and a called strike on the outside corner of the plate on the fastball evens up the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 gun from the rubber. Upstairs and a swinging strike from the batter, Borbachuk. He knew that one. As soon as he swung and missed, threw the bat out of the hand into the other and looked down the third baseline there, but he's got one more strike to spare. Meanwhile, Kemp would try to retire him here in the payoff pitch, low in the dirt, to make the count 2-2 with 2 outs. A little bit of sun. We had a slight drizzle of rain there before the game. Luckily enough, it didn't carry over here to the start, and perfect weather for baseball as that one is fouled back over our heads onto the football field. The count remains the same at 2-2 here on the righty batter for the Mountaineers. Borbachuk wearing number 15, the pitcher, and he'll try to help his own cause here, but instead he gets hit in the foot, and he'll take a walk down the first base line. So a hit by pitch. Sure not what Kemp wanted there, especially having Borbachuk at a 2-2 count, but he loses the batter Borbachuk, but he has the batter Patrick up to bat here, and he'll try to get a fresh batter in the first pitch strike there to the third baseman of Patrick. Swing and a miss, and 1 strike here with 2 outs, and this bottom half of the first inning. Mountaineers have runners at first and second as Kemp delivers, but he hits the batter Patrick there on the upper shoulder, I believe. So Patrick gets hit by the pitch, and that will load the bases full and put ducks on the pond for the catcher Hyatt. As Jace Hyatt comes into the batter box, the catcher, who wears number 25 in the first pitch, right there at the hands for a ball here on the first pitch to Hyatt. Kemp at 22 pitches on the day, trying to work out of the jam here with Berlin having the bases full, and he gets a nice pitch fastball called on the lower half of the outside of the plate. First strike number 1 here on Hyatt. Kemp delivers once more, and the ball was called to make the count at 2-1 here with 2 outs. Kemp, as we mentioned, pitched the other day in that Myersdale game, had a solid relief appearance for the Rams as he came in relief of Nicholson. But Kemp has to be careful here as he falls behind in the count on ball number 3. And with a 3-1 count, Kemp will deal, and the ball 4 is taken. So a good at-bat there by the batter Hyatt, and he'll work a walk, and the Mountaineers get their first run of the day thanks to the walk as Hyatt. And the bases will remain full here for the DH hitter Leonard. Meanwhile, over at first base, corner will be the courtesy runner for the Mountaineers. A cold strike there on the lower half of the plate. Here to make the count 0-1. Second pitch of the at-bat. A ball there taken by Caleb Leonard, batting 7th. And the Mountaineers out of Berlin's order. Left field, you got the school alongside the Turkeyfoot bus there. But that one hits off the bat of the batter, Leonard. What bad luck that was, as Leonard turned. Almost looked like he was going to get hit by the pitch, but I believe it got the end of the knob. And a wacky play there as it grounds back out to the pitcher Kemp, and the lucky play there gets the 3rd out of the inning for the Rams. Well, they allow 1, but that's all the Mountaineers get as we head to the 2nd inning. 1-0, Mountaineers on top. back here in Berlin. Score sits at 1-0 in favor of the Mountaineers, as the Rams come to bat here in the second inning with Hunter Holiday leading things off. 5th, 6th, and 7th batters for the Rams coming up here to start off the second inning, as the first baseman Holiday taps the plate a few times. And he'll settle in the box here, and the umpire gives the go-ahead to the pitcher Borbachuk to start off the inning. Borbachuk comes set for the mound, the throw home. Ripped in the center field, and that will get down for a leadoff single to start off the second inning, as Holiday cracks the first pitch he sees, and it pays off as he gets a first pitch single, and that will bring up Brandon Trussler to the plate. As the left fielder Trussler has Holiday at first base, and that's exactly what you want to see if your Rams is getting those runners on early. But now that one will be popped up, and now a double play action will occur as Trussler with a fly ball to the pitcher Borbachuk. Borbachuk squeezed it there in the pocket, and Holiday was caught in the trap almost halfway to second, as maybe the hit and run signal was on there. It didn't quite go through as what the Rams wanted, and the double play is turned. Borbachuk to Spokart, and a quick 2 outs here with Schmidt up to bat. As next pitch to to the batter Schmitz. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. And here's the 0-2, and just like that, you thought that the Rams were going to be starting something, but they go down in 1-2-3, and that will bring us to the end of the top of the second inning. Score is Mountaineers 1, Rams 0, and the Mountaineers are coming up to bat right after this. Stay with Welcome back to Berlin, as the Rams got a leadoff single there in the last inning, but all went wrong with a double play and a strikeout. But still early on, they got plenty of time to make up for it. But the Mountaineers will look to extend their lead here early, as they lead by a run in the first pitch here to the leadoff hitter Yeager for the Mountaineers is fouled over to the left side, and Yeager will take a rip. That's going to drop in front of Nicholson in center field as Yeager rounds first base, and he'll get things started for the Mountaineers once again with a line drive single for the Mountaineers. And now that would bring up Craig Jarvis, the left fielder, batting last in this order today for the Mountaineers. And he'll come set in the first pitch, swing and a strike. Here to start off the at-bat is Craig Jarvis wearing number 7 on his jersey. As Jarvis, of course, used to go to Turkeyfoot before transferring here to Berlin. Facing Cameron Kemp, and with 1 strike and no outs, he'll wait the next pitch from Kemp as Kemp deals and throws that one in for a cold strike to throw down the second, a bit wide to the right, and the stolen base is picked up there by the runner Yeager. As the pitcher Kemp sits 1 strike away from getting the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. The throw home, fouled up in the air. And it'll land back there on the hill behind home plate. As you can see there, the hill runs down that left field line. Some fans bringing out some blankets and lawn chairs to sit on there. Others are scattered out through the outskirts of the fence in center field. As Kemp delivers a high pitch ball to even up the count at 2-2. As Yeager stands down at second base in scoring position for the Mountaineers. Here with no outs in the bottom of the second inning. And a slightly by Yeager. The pitch is tossed over to the shortstop Toy. Toy bobbles it. He does it, and he won't be able to make up for it, as the slight bobble there by Toy cost him. An unfortunate bobble there by the shortstop, so he was able to get the throw over in time. But it's not enough to beat out the fast-running Jarvis. And in the meantime, Yeager moves up to third base. So runners sit on the corners here for the top of the order, with Prosser up to bat. And the first pitch, cold strike here on the batter Prosser, who's 0 for 1 on the day. So he bounced back there to the pitcher Kemp to start out the first, but that one is driven in the right field. And now coming home is Yeager, rounding third base as Jarvis, and the 2 RBIs smack in the right field by the batter Prosser. Gets the Mountaineers 2 more runs and adds on to their lead at 3-0. As Prosser with a good at-bat there, getting a hold of that one. And he gets on first base. The only runner for the Mountaineers here was Spokart coming to the plates. And the first pitch to Spokart is taken for a ball up high. Here to start off it bad, and now a ball just missing on the outside of the plate. Off to second is Prosser, and Prosser will get there safely. So he moves up 1 bag and moves into scoring position. Here, still with no outs in the bottom of the second. As Kemp remains on the mound here at 41 pitches, and he'll get a swinging strike from the batter Spokart to move the count to 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. 3-0 Mountaineers lead. You're listening to Luke Bauer, Sports Broadcasters YouTube channel here in Berlin. And the fourth pitch of the at-bat is taken outside to move the count to 3-1. Hitter's count for Spokart. Dangerous hitter here in the Mountaineers order, and we'll see what Kemp does from the rubber. So he fires that one, and Spokart chases that one up in the air, and it will land in the mitt. Can a corn catch there from the shortstop Toy. And that will be the first out of the inning. I should say a much-needed first out for the Rams. Here in the bottom of the second. Charlie Fisher coming to the box as he settles in. Last time he flied out to the center fielder Nicholson, and he'll pop that one up. Grove trying to get under it. He'll tumble in front of the Berlin bench. Had trouble reading it there at first, which It's easy to do, especially with all that equipment on. Good effort there, though, by the catcher Grove, just unable to complete the play. But it's a dead ball no matter what, so a strike is taken here on Fisher. And with one out, Kemp will come set, and a nasty cold strike on the inside of the plate. A fastball freezes the batter Fisher. And now Fisher has to work here with a 0-2 count with an out. Here's the pitch. Low as it rips off the back of that backstop. Something you don't see too often anymore, especially around these high school baseball fields, is that brick backstop. As it's a mix there of brick and some cement blocks. Most of them have that cover in front of them to not get that much movement on the ball as it hits it. So if you think about there, if you're the catcher Grove, as the batter Fisher fouls that one back, could almost help you, or it could be your worst enemy, as one of those could ricochet off the backstop and come right to you, or it could go right by you, and it could be trouble if you're behind the plate. But speaking of trouble, the batter Fisher causes some more trouble for the Rams. And now that one gets by Trussler, and rounding the bases is Fisher, and he'll get a single, and an error will move him all the way from first to third. And one more run will come across the plate as the smack to left fielder Trussler. A single and a fielding error cost the Rams one more. As Trussler picks up the error there, and Fisher will stand on third base with the cleanup hitter Borbachuk coming to bat with to the plate. It's the last time he was hit by the pitch, but this time he'll hit a little bouncer over the toy, and Toy's there to field it and pick it up and knock it over to first baseman Holiday to retire Borbachuk. But in the meantime, Fisher scores from third, so the bases will be cleared. A 5-0 ball game with Tucker Patrick up to bat, and Patrick last time was also driven by the pitch. And we'll see what he can do on the second bat of the day here in the bottom of the second. And he'll fly this one over to the shortstop Toy. He's under it, and Toy pockets it for out number 3. Well, the Mountaineers extend their lead to 5-0. We'll be back right after this. Rams coming up to bat. Tusky to the plate to lead things off here in the top of the third. Rams still looking to get on the board for the first time today as they sit with a goose egg at 0-5. And the opening pitch there to the right fielder Tusky low and bounces in front of the plate for a ball. And the pitcher, Borbachuk, will ask for a new ball there. Maybe a little slippery and not the ball he likes. And the umpire is more than grateful to give him a new ball. And Borbachuk will come back set on the rubber here for the Mountaineers. Right fielder Tusky starting today in right field. It's been all season long a little bit of a mix between him and Stephen Hoover, but Tusky gets the call today at the starting position, as we could potentially see Hoover there in the later half of the inning, maybe, or I should say later half of the game, as Tusky fouls at one back to move the count to 2 balls and a strike. And here's the 2-1, swung on and missed right at the belt. And 2 back-to-back strike pitches has Tusky knotted up at 2-2. And Borbachuk will try to retire him here, as the 2-2 pitch will not happen, at least for now, as Borbachuk takes a step off the mound. Not exactly what he wanted there from his batter, Maiden Hyatt. So he'll come back set and gets the signal he wants. And the throw chopped over there to the left side of interim manager of the Rams, Brian Toy. Assisted by volunteer assistant coach over here to the right of us at first base, Frankie Ryan. And the pitch is chopped over to third base. Patrick has it. Tusky's trying to beat it out, but a strong throw by Patrick gets it to first base in time. And the 5-3 gun out gets the batter Tusky, and that's the first out of this third inning. And Jesse Colt will come to the plate, the third baseman, as we were talking about for the game, about his plays he had the other day at Myersdale. As a Colt strike there at the letters to lead things off here for Colt. So he had a line drive there the other day at Myersdale, somehow went into his glove, and I think Colt was just as surprised as everyone else at the diamond that he was able to make that catch, and a terrific play it was, as he was awful busy over there at third base against the Red Raiders. Hasn't seen much action as yet today from the Mountaineers, and that one is bobbled by the second baseman Riggs, as Culp stumbled there at the plate at first. I'm not sure if he got caught up with the bat or not, but a good job by Culp to run it out, and he gets rewarded as Riggs commits the error, and Culp gets on base for the Rams here with 1 out. And Toy coming to the plate as Toy 0 for 1, the shortstop, awaits the pitch, and he'll swing at one way up high. Chasing for it is the third baseman Patrick and the charging left fielder Jarvis, but up there on the bank, and neither one can get to it in time, so a foul ball it is. Here on Toy. Toys mainly this year play from short to pitcher's mound, working back and forth there this year. He's done a good job at both positions. Also has had a productive year at the plate in his senior year. Borbachuk once again deals from the rubber, and this one once again is hit up high. And that one will cross the road there down the third baseline for a back-to-back foul ball, and strike number 2 here on Toy. Nothing in 2 count with 1 out and Culp down at first base, and Borbachuk needs one more here to retire Toy and bring up Grove, but first he'll attempt to pick off the runner Culp. Good throw there by Borbachuk as Spokart was able to snag it. Didn't put the tag down as the runner there, Culp, didn't have much of a lead. He was quick to get back. And here's the 0-2. Driven back over there down the fence. As the fence saves us there. It's a short liner there by Toy. And third consecutive foul ball. And Toy remains with a 0-2 count here with 1 out. Puts the bat there across the plate. Borbachuk reads the signal from Hyatt And that one is ripped into the glove of Borbachuk. And once again, a double play is turned for the second consecutive inning by the Mountaineers. And just when you think the Rams might be back open for business, the Mountaineers shut them down. Just like that. So, a double play for the Mountaineers ends the top of the third inning. They still lead 5-0. Hyatt, Leonard, Yeager, the three coming up here in the bottom half of the third inning for the Mountaineers of Berlin. As the catcher Hyatt will come up first here for the Mountaineers as they lead 5-0. Kemp still working for the Rams from the mound. 51 pitches on the day, and here's number 52, a called strike taken there by the right-handed Hyatt. Believe only one lefty in the Mountaineers order with Spokart, same with the Rams, but with Schmidt as their lefty. Here comes the 0-1. Fly back over the bleachers behind us for strike two, and quickly a 0-2 count here on the catcher who wears number 25, of Chase Hyatt, for the Mountaineers. And Kemp will throw the 0-2 pitch. A low fastball doesn't get Hyatt to swing, so the count will move to 1-2. Of course, there, if you're Kemp, you have one to give, so why not see if Hyatt will swing? He'll throw a next pitch there right at the elbows of Hyatt. Hyatt elects not to swing. Not a bad pitch from Kemp there, doesn't get the call. So the count goes to 2-2, and here's the 2-2 pitch. And now a 3-2 pitch there at the lower part of the plate. And that one there looked like it maybe got the zone, but could have been a little bit outside. Didn't have the best view of it. Of course, the umpire did, but it won't quite matter as Kemp gets the strikeout of Hyatt as Hyatt goes down swinging on the swing and miss strike right down the middle. And that's the first out of the inning. And now we'll get to see Caleb Leonard for the Mountaineers. A little bit of connection here with Leonard as his brother Levi Leonard plays on our summer baseball team. And both Levi and his brother Caleb, both really great kids. As today, of course, we have a scrimmage here in Berlin for our senior little league. So we're playing Berlin Senior Legion team. A swing and a miss there by Leonard to even up the count at 1-1. There's a sign out there in right field. It says Snyder Berlin Sports Complex. Of course, the Snyder of Berlin right down the street here from the baseball field. Not too far. A cold strike taken there by Leonard. And that will be strike number 3. As, of course, kind of the heart of Berlin is that Snyder's of Berlin. The wonderful chips they have there. I suggest getting the barbecue if I'm you. So barbecue chips there from Snyder's of Berlin are delicious. And now the pitcher Kemp, 10th pitch of the at-bat, and the ball was taken from Yeager, and here's the next pitch. Apologize, an 0-2 count. Here with 2 outs, and now all Kent needs is one more to work his way out of the inning for the Rams, and he'll deliver, and a just missed ball on the outside of the plate to move the count to 1-2 here with 2 outs. Yeager, the right fielder, 1 for 1 today at the plate, wearing number 8, and here comes the pitch, and Yeager caught tied up as the bat just comes across the waist. And that's strike number 3. A little bit of confusion there if the catcher Grove hung on to or not. They get it worked out, and the strikeout is credited to Kemp, and that will bring us to the close of 3. Mountaineers still lead 5-0. Rams still looking for that first run, and they'll get a chance to do it here in the 4th inning. We'll see what they can do heading into the top of the 4th. Fourth inning set to begin. We thank you all for tuning in today, and we really appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe here on the YouTube channel. So once again, we'd like to remind you we're on the road to 1,000. We can't send our appreciation for all of your guys' support and tuning in today on this beautiful May 13th Thursday. Some nice weather we've been having lately. Since that rain we had the past week, and 2 quick balls is taken here on Grant Grove. 2-3-4 up for the Rams with their top of the order here facing Borbachek. And Borbachek will deal, and that one is snared over the second baseman. A long run for Riggs, but Riggs snacks it up in time, gets it over to the first baseman Spokart, and Grover's retired here after 2 balls. And that will be the first out of the inning for the Mountaineers. Borbachek sitting at 38 on the day. And he'll have to face Nicholson here, who's 1 for 1 today at the plate. This last time he had that drive into center field and picked up a single, as he fouls that one back against the backstop for strike number 1. Here in Berlin, the 5-0 lead. The Mountaineers haven't looked back from that first inning, and now the umpire is drilled. Oh no, as the umpire takes a knee, as Nicholson fouls that one back off, drills the umpire right on the arm, and let's hope he's okay. That one really got him. We'll take a moment here to give him a little bit of time. Score remains 5-0 here with 1 out. We'll be right back after this. quick break. We're back here in Berlin. Umpire seems to be okay. He's got him there on the top of the shoulder. And he'll take a little bit more of a break as the Mountaineers come out to meet on the mound here. As head coach Zach Cooney makes his way back to dugout. Father, Coach Cooney, coached basketball there at the Foot for a few years. Also was the cross-country coach. Now his son Zach Cooney coaching here for Berlin. And Nicholson will come ready with the 0-2. Low in the dirt for ball number 1 here on the at-bat of Nicholson. Senior who lives up in Addison, and younger brother Bryce Nicholson and his sister Tessa. All here to support their big brother Blake Nicholson here today. But Nicholson will go down swinging on strike number 3 for the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Kemp up to bat, the pitcher, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Kemp's gone into a little bit of a slump lately at the plate, trying to break that here. But you have to say, if you're Kemp, he's definitely made up for it on the field, both on the mound and position-wise, as he flies that one up in the air. Spokart over there to try to snag it, but it'll be out of his reach as it falls behind in the bleachers for a strike. Here with 2 outs and the 4th inning. As the pitcher for the Mountaineers, Borbachuk, with a nice cold strike fastball, and now an 0-2 count here on Kemp. He'll have to battle back here as Borbachuk sits at 1 out and 1 strike away from ending the inning, and he won't get that one to be called as it misses low right there above the laces and below the caps of the batter Kemp. So right there for a ball. Not a bad pitch from Borbachuk, but he'll come set once more. And here's the 1-2 and a called strike 3 on the upper corner of the plate. And Kemp is froze on strike number 3. Well, after 4, score remains 5-0 Mountaineers. Here in the bottom of the 4th, 9-1-2 is how the Mountaineers will come to bat here. Jarvis at first, Kemp with the first pitch deliver, and a cold strike there to start the at-bat. Jarvis, the left fielder. Softball game happening just on the other side of the school. Rams and Mountaineers in the softball matchup there. The ball was taken by the batter Jarvis. Pair of games happening throughout the county today. One of the big highlights is Rockwood is playing Shanksville there in Altoona at People's Natural Gas Field. Of course, The Rams got to play there against Shade a few weeks ago. A fun experience that was. And now here's the 1-2. Chaser outside gets by the catcher Grove, and the count goes to 2-2 with no outs. So Rams still trying to get all they can to get the highest seed they can for playoffs. Each of these games, especially down the stretch, are important, but the batter Jarvis gets called up on strike 3. So Jarvis goes down on the beautiful pitch by Kemp, and a called strike 3 for the first out of the inning. And Pace Prosser up to bat. With the top of the order, a first pitch called strike on the inside of the plate by the right-hander. Cameron Kemp, the junior this year, played as a freshman there 2 seasons ago, and another back-to-back called strike by the pitcher Kemp, who sits at 72 on the day. Of course, was set to play last year, but as many of us know, the baseball season throughout PA was canceled. But this one is flown into left field, right in front of the left fielder Trussler. So a line drive, drop single to left field. Gets the first base runner on here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Mountaineers with 1 out. And the lefty Spokart coming to play, though, for 1 on the day. Taking off for second is Prosser. Ball's taken. Grove comes up. Elects not to throw that one down, so Prosser moves up 1 base. And he'll stand at second here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ball, no strike, 1 out. And that one is drilled back off the catcher's mask at Grove. Appears that he'll be okay, and the count will even up at 1-1 here on Spokart. Spokart, the first baseman for the Mountaineers, as we touched on what he can do on the mound as he pitched last night against the Red Raiders. And the ball was taken there on the outside of the plate of Spokart. Spokart's walked today, and he's flying out to shortstop. Of course, walks don't count as that bad as Kemp tries to pick the runner off there at short. Prosser in safely as the ball got loose from the covering shortstop Troy. And with a 2-1 count and 1 out, Will Spokart will await the next pitch from the righty Kemp for the Rams. And that one is on the outside, going to third. Thought might be a close play there, but Prosser gets those long legs out and beats out the throw from the catcher Groves. He picks up 2 stolen bases and moves there from first, second, now to third. And with a 3-1 count, Spokart has a man 90 feet down the line, and that one is driven into left field there in the glove of Trussler. Tagging from third is Prosser, and a sacrifice fly there by Spokart to the left fielder Trussler. Looked like Trussler was there on the left side of the line, so a fly out fly to Trussler gets the second out of the inning with the center fielder Fisher up to the bat. And the first pitch to Fisher off the back, and he's hit by the pitch and will jog down the line here with 2 outs. And the pitcher Borbacek up to the plate as the Mountaineers are able to get 1 run here in this 4th inning. With the score at 6-0. As still in second is the runner Fisher. Called strike though on the batter Borbacek. And with a 1-1 count here, on the pitcher Borbachuck for the Mountaineers. He's 0 for 1 today at the plate. As Kemp has allowed 4 hits on the day. 6 runs, 4 of those have been earned. He sits at 2 walks and has 4 strikeouts here today on the mound. Meanwhile, Borbachuck has allowed only 2 hits from the rubber as 5 Ks and no walks and no runs. As here's the next pitch from Kemp. Fouled over the backstop there for strike number 2. And with Kemp at 81 pitches, trying to keep that pitch count at a minimum. A good way to do that would be able to try and get the batter. Borbachuck here as he's 1 strike away and ending the inning, forcing the Mountaineers to strand Fisher at second. Can't quite get the called strike there on that one as the ball was taken by the righty Borbachuck. And the cleanup spot today. Hit by pitch and is grounded out to short. He'll try to put this one in play with a 1-2. And he gets a piece of it and will jam that one behind the backstop and cars there for a foul and a ball. And of course, nothing changes with the count at 1-2. Here in 2 outs, Kemp with the deliver. Off-speed pitch once again. Fouled back by Borbachuck. 3rd foul ball of the at-bat. Doing a good job at working that count of Kemp. Can't ask for much more here from Borbachuck if you're head coach Cooney, unless to put one more in play and really put the dagger here into the Rams, and we'll see if he can do that. He does put it in play, and sure enough, he'll put a knock in the right field. Around third is Fisher, and just like that, Borbachuck, after a long at-bat, puts the dagger, as I just mentioned, into the Rams as he picks up a ground ball single in the left field. And adds on with another RBI on the day. And the Mountaineers just keep on adding on with a 7-0 lead here, still with 2 outs remaining. And this 4th inning, I mean, if you look at Kemp has done an extremely solid game, but this one is drilled into the gap between left and center. Falling for it is Trussler as he goes down to one knee. And now a stand-up double by Patrick. And one more run will cross home as Patrick gets the double. And the Mountaineers offense just keeps on going here. As Patrick gets the double, Borbachuck scoring from first. And with 2 outs, high it up to bat. After I've seen about Kemp, he hasn't done a bad job on the mound. He's been consistent with the strikes. Unfortunately, he's had to face a high-powered offense of Berlin, and Berlin has done their job at the plate by hitting the ball and scoring those runs, and they've been rewarded for it, leading 8-0. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Borbachuck also has done well for the Mountaineers, but the Rams just haven't been able to get much action on the field. Of course, not too early yet, as we're only into the bottom of the 4th. Rams still have 9 more outs to give at the plate. As Kemp deals, and that one is sliced into left field once again. That one will get in between Trussler. Rounding first is the batter Hyatt, and Hyatt will pick up a single and move up a bag on the error. And one more is plated as Patrick scores. From third base. So an error will be charged there by Trussler. As Hyatt moves up a base. A courtesy runner will come in to run for Hyatt. And the first pitch now to Leonard, a high pitch taken for a ball. Here with 2 outs. Kemp at 90 pitches, 25 of those have come in this inning. He started 3 2/3. Ball low there in the dirt. And Cornell, the courtesy runner, will pick up a stolen base as he moves up a bag there for the Mountaineers. And he's only 90 feet away from scoring one more. Scores at 9-0. I believe the rule is that after 5, the 10-run rule does apply. So if you look ahead here, and Cornell does score. Of course, that's not what the Rams are hoping to happen. Since Leonard has a 3-0 count, they'd be a 10-0 ball game, and the Rams would have to get on the board as a chopper is hit over there to the shortstop Toys. Toys under it, and the Rams get out of the inning as the Mountaineers can't get that 10th run, so the Rams will be able to continue to hit here, and they'll come to the plate in the top of the 5th inning. 9-0 to score as the Mountaineers tackled a few more. Stay with us, everyone, as we'll be back for the 5th inning right after this quick break. Fifth inning action coming up. Part of the order for the Rams. 5, 6, 7 will be coming to plate as the Mountaineers make a pitching change. Hyatt swaps positions from catcher to pitcher. Borbachak takes over the catching duty behind the dish as Holiday stands there awaiting the next pitch as he'll come up to bat here in a minute. For the Rams, he's 1 for 1 on the day. He's been playing first base. We'll get to see Hyatt for the first time this year on the mound, wearing number 25 here for the Mountaineers. And Berlin will throw the ball down over there to the shortstop Prosser, and the umpire gives the go-ahead to Holiday to come up to bat, who's 1 for 1 today at the plate. He singled on a line drive there to center field. And we'll see what he can do at the plate here in the top of the 5th inning. Rams trying to get some more hits and get on the board here. We'll see if they can do it. It's the first pitch by Hyatt. Up there at the helmet of Holiday as he falls down to one knee. And the ball is taken here on the opening pitch from High. Here's the 1-0. A ball misses once more upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0. The umpires today dressed in their blue uniforms, gray pants. See a little bit of a different matchup there with the colors throughout the county as the called strike on Holiday. The first strike by the pitcher Hyatt as some of those umpires have the dark blue uniforms like the ones today. Others wear the light blue unis, and some have the red, so a change of colors depending on where you go by the umpires, and a a swinging strike there by the batter Hunter Holiday evens up the count at 2-2, and Hyatt here with the pitch at the at-bat is ripped in the left field, and Holiday will pick up a single as he moves his day to 2-2, and 2 singles for Holiday. Once again has the Rams offense going with Brandon Trussler coming to the plate. Of course, last time Rams ran into some bad luck. The last time Trussler came up to bat as he drove back to the pitcher Hyatt, and the double play was turned. And now Trussler will fly out foul over there right to the left of the pitcher's mound and in front of the dugout, and he flies out for the second time today, and that will be the first out of the inning with the lefty Schmidt up to bat for the Rams, wearing number 1, 0 for 1 today at the plate. Had a strikeout earlier in this game for the Rams as Hyatt delivers, and Schmidt turns there as he gets thumped in the back, and he'll charge down the line, and Schmidt takes one for the team, and that will put runners at first and second. One of the first times that we've seen multiple runners on base for the Rams. And with the ace batter coming up to bat with Robbie Trusky here with runners at first and second. As the first pitch to Tusky, and then tight as Tusky slips out of the zone there. As he takes the first pitch ball. Hyatt has been good both behind the plate today and at the box, as he's had a productive day at the plate for the Mountaineers, as he's going 2 for 3 at the plate here today for the Mountaineers. And now a swinging strike by Tusky puts the count at a ball and 2 strikes here on the right-handed batter. 1 out. A big pitch this here is from Hyatt, and Tusky makes contact as he snipes that one foul. Pitch number 11 on the day from Hyatt, and he'll get a fresh ball, and we'll try to get the batter Tusky here. He sets the cannon to fire, but it won't get in the zone as it misses for ball 2 with a 2-2 count. He has to work with now. Tusky doing a good job here at being selective at the plate. Might expand the zone here with a 2-2. He does. A little chopper down the line, but a drift foul right there, a tad bit in front of first base to the left there of the first base box. Another foul ball as Tusky's making good contact with the baseball, just trying to find a way to put it in play. And he's worked the count this far, and we'll see what he can do at the plate as Hyatt checks on the runner Holiday, and a ball 3 is taken as the fastball from Hyatt just inside on the plate, and the count goes to 3-2. 3-2, 1 out. Top of the 5th. Runner on second in scoring position for the Rams. And now ball 4 is taken, a long at bat and a productive at bat by Tusky, who gets rewarded with a walk. And now the bases are juiced here in the top of the 5th inning with 1 out. And the third baseman, Culp, up to bat, who's 0 for 1 on the day. And Culp flies that one to the shortstop, Prosser. Prosser's trying to make the play, but now it's dropped at... Oh, no, and now we got a mad mess. And now it will go out of play. And the ball was thrown all around the infield by the Mountaineers. That one's going to be a little tough to score there, as... a little bit of back and forth there as we'll recap here quick. As the ground ball was hit there on the fielder's choice to Prosser, he went to Riggs at second, as Tusky wasn't able. He was able to get under the slide, but then Tusky took off for third as Schmidt got the signal to go home, but then as Tusky was running towards third base, almost halfway to the bag. But luckily enough, it almost was nightmarish as Schmidt remained on the third base bag, but luckily enough, the ball was flown over out of play, so Schmidt was able to score on the error by Riggs. And now that will bring up Will Toy to the plate. And now that one is driven into left field. It is snared by the left fielder, Jarvis. What an acrobatic play that was down the one there. He makes the shoestring grab, and that will end the inning. Well, the Rams are able to get on the board as they score two. And an eventful top of the fifth inning, and the fifth isn't over yet, as we'll see what the Mountaineers of Berlin can do. Much more coming after this. We're through 5.5. As the score remains at 9-2. Changes here. And the bottom of the fifth inning as Blake Nicholson comes on the pitch. Cameron Kemp moves from the mound to first base. Holiday goes from first to third. Trussler moves from left field to center to replace Nicholson. And Colt will move from third to left to complete the changes for the Rams. So a whole different look here on the infield and outfield by Turkeyfoot, as Yeager leads things off, and we'll see the first pitch of Nicholson as it's low in the dirt for a ball. So righty Nicholson is called upon here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2-9 score. And that one is swung on and missed by the batter Yeager. And now that one is flied into center field, but it is dropped by Trussler. And another error will be credited against Trussler, as he goes was unable to make the grab there for the Rams. And that will mean Yeager gets on first base here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The ball now is taken here by the batter Jarvis, who had that nice double play action there in left field. Ended the inning for the Rams as they had a productive offensive going. And now that one is driven into right field, but underneath of it is Tusky. And Tusky's there for the grab. He'll snag it for out number 1. So it's a ball and a strike. Here, excuse me, I apologize. A ball was taken and a throw down the first base where Yeager was sitting. He's able to get back and dive to the base safely in time. Score sits at 2-9 here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning with the batter Prosser up to bat. 1 out is turned. Can they get 2? Yes, they can. The double play is turned. Bang, bang. As the Rams shut down the Mountaineers offense. And a little bit of life there in the infield. The first time we've seen today from the Rams. An impressive 5th inning as they get 2 runs and get 3 outs in a matter of a few minutes. And that will end the 5th inning. 2-9. Rams down by 7. We'll see what happens as they come up to bat. Back here in Berlin, a pitching change for the Mountaineers as Fisher subs into the game to pitch. And the first pitch to Grove was a swing and missing strike. And Grove now will chop that one over to the first baseman Borbachuk, who comes from behind the plate to first base. High goes back there to his catching position. And that now will bring up Blake Nicholson to the plate. For the Rams. Nicholson with a chopper. Gonna be a tough play as Riggs knocks it down. Tries to get it over to first base. With a long toss and a tough play. So an infield single there by Nicholson. And he'll get on base and bring up the 0 for 2 batter. Kemp to the plate. Still searching for that first hit, and we'll see if he can get it here. As the pitcher Fisher comes set to throw home. A cold strike up high. There on the hands of Kemp. The count goes to 0-1 with Nicholson at first base. That one low in the dirt from Fisher. So it's even up at 1-1. Nicholson remains over there at first base. Slim lead, but not too much to worry about if you're the pitcher Fisher. And now that one is driven against the backstop, foul for strike number 2. The count goes to ball and 2 strikes. Sixth inning, we are in 9-2. The Rams were able to get 2 runs there in the 5th inning with a little bit of crazy action as thought might go wrong for the Rams. Instead, they end up getting 2 runs out of it. And then meanwhile, the Mountaineers were retired quickly there in the bottom 5th of the inning as the Rams turned a double play to end it. And with a 2-2 count on the batter Kemp, he'll swing and miss at the 5th pitch for a swing and miss, strike 3. And that's the second out of the inning. With Hunter Holiday. Holiday perfect 2 for 2 as a pair of singles. 1 to left and 1 to center. And he makes contact with that one, but it goes the wrong way. And as Frankie always says, a foolish home run. And a strike is taken. So with a 0-1 count and 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. And here's the pitch, a little fader, and that one will get over the shortstop. Riggs is there, and a nice throw over the first baseman Borbachuk. And Holiday is fired out. Well, a 6-3 ground out ends the inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Mountaineers are on top, 9-2. Berlin, a lead-off single by the batter Spokard as he picks up his first hit of the day. As the first pitch he sees from Nicholson, he drives out to the center field Tressler. And a leadoff hit by Spokart. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, with the batter, Charlie Fisher, up into the box. Fisher 1 for 2 today at the plate, and he'll nail that one in the left field. Culp trying to chase it up on the hill, and Culp falls down. He doesn't have it, and rounding third coming home is Spokart, and the relay from Culp to Toy is held on by Toy, and the double there by by Fisher scores the batter's runner Spokart, and it's a 10-2 game. So an RBI pickup there by Fisher, and he remains at second base in scoring position. And a cold strike is taken here on Borbachuk. The first baseman has kind of been all over today. Started out on the mound, moved behind the plate, and now he's at first base. And right now he's trying to do something at the plate here with an 0-1 count. And he'll nail that one down the third base line. Culp once again has it. He'll get it in. And this time, a single gets another run across the plate and onto the board by the Mountaineers as they just keep adding on as the score goes to 11-2. And another RBI pickup by Borbachuk here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the first pitch now, here to Tucker Patrick. Patrick has been at third base today. Wears number 3 on his jersey. And with a 1-0 count, Nicholson will deal one more. That one is upstairs for ball number 2 here in Berlin. So here's the 2-0 as Nicholson will gun that one. A cold strike as it right down the middle as it bobbles out of the glove of Grove. And with a 1-2 count, a 2-1 count, here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Nicholson will set once more. The pitch home, low outside for ball 3. And now with a 3-1 count to the batter, Patrick. Patrick has the hitter's count in his favor at 3-1. Has Nicholson ready from the rubber. And here's the throw. And a big swing and a miss by the batter, Patrick, as the umpire signaled that Patrick got a piece of that one, as I thought it was a swing and a miss, but it appears that Patrick was able to get the barrel on it, so the count's loaded up either way, though, at 3-2, with no outs. So, here's the 3-2. One runner on, and a bunt. That's going to be a good bunt over to third base. Nicholson there, but it won't matter. Now going to third, and out at third is going to be the runner, Borbachuk. So a good recovery there by the Rams. A nice bunt, though. A hats-off bunt there by the batter, Patrick, right up the third base line. But as Borbachuk took off for third base, he got out, and that will be the first out of the inning for the Mountaineers, with Hyatt up to bat, who's 1 for 2. And now a mound meeting will occur there on the rubber as head coach Toy comes out to talk things over with the infield and his pitcher. Here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th and a runner at first base. So pretty much all that happened there is Patrick just swapped positions with Borbachuk. The only thing that hurt the Mountaineers there is they gained an out. But they got 2 more outs to give here with Hyatt up to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the initial pitch to Hyatt, up there at the chest of the catcher, number 25, Chase Hyatt, who's struck out and singled to left field. And now running to second is Patrick. The throw by Grove. Ball was taken there at the plate by Hylett. And then safely is the runner Patrick as he moves into scoring position. 11-2 ball game here in Berlin. Rams have picked it up here late. We'll see if they can get out of this jam as ball once again misses upstairs to move the count to 3-0 here on the catcher Hyatt. As Patrick still remains at second base, has a pretty good lead there as he stretches it out a little farther. But that fourth ball is taken there by Hyatt, and he will jog down the line with a walk. And the courtesy runner will come on with Cornell coming to sub in for Hyatt. And the batter it appears that the batter number 17, I apologize for that as I'm trying to find who is coming up to bat here for the Mountaineers, as I apologize as we don't have confirmation who the batter is currently. But in the meantime though, a ball is taken here to make the count at a strike and a ball. As I apologize here, I just got confirmation that the batter here in the box for the Mountaineers is the senior Isaac Riggs. And with a 2-1 count, Riggs stands in the box. Runners at first and second with one out, and Riggs will fire that one, and that's a fair ball. What a hit as Riggs cracks that one. Rounding third is Patrick, and now going home is Cornell. And 2 more runs played across as a double by Riggs makes the score 13-2. Berlin on top. So 2 RBI day for Riggs. That was his first at bat, and that will do it here in Berlin as the 10-run rule comes into place with the score 13-2. Step aside here for a quick break. Post-game show coming up as the Mountaineers secure the 13-2 victory. Back in Berlin, we take a look at the box score as the Mountaineers win big 13-2 over the Rams. They were able to tally 12 hits on the day, while the Rams, meanwhile, had 4 hits. The Rams also committed 4 errors today in Berlin. Mountaineers had half of that number at 2. Meanwhile, on the pitching side of things, Borbachuk went 4 innings strong, allowed only 2 hits, and had 5 Ks. High came in relief, pitched 1 full inning, allowed a hit, 2 runs. One of those were earned and a walk. And then lastly, the pitcher Fisher finished out the game throwing 1 inning of relief. A strikeout and a hit is all he allowed. Then meanwhile for the Rams, Cameron Kemp unfortunately took the loss today for the Rams. He threw 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, 9 runs, 6 were earned, 2 walks, and had 4 strikeouts on the day. Nicholson, meanwhile, threw 1 1/3 inning of relief, allowed 5 hits, gave up 4 runs, all 4 were earned, and allowed only 1 walk. Meanwhile, at the plate today for the Rams, Will Toy was hitless at 0-3. Grove also 0 for 3. Meanwhile, Nicholson had 2 2 hits on the day, so he went 2 for 3 at the plate. Cameron Kemp 0 for 3 today in the box. Meanwhile, Holiday had 2 singles and went 2 for 3 at the plate, scored once. And then Brandon Trussler went 0 for 2, while Schmidt went 0 for 1, a run scored and a strikeout. Tusky 0 for 1, and Culp 0 for 2 with an RBI. Then on the other side of things for the Mountaineers, Prosser went 2 for 4 with a ribby. Meanwhile, Riggs went 1 for 1 there to end the game with a 2 RBI hit. Spokart went 1 for 3, 2 runs scored and RBI. Fisher led the Mountaineers today at the plate, going 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Borbachak, meanwhile, went 2 for 3, had a productive day, so he led the team in RBIs at 3 and scored once. Patrick 2 for 3 at the plate, an RBI, 2 runs scored. Hyatt 1 for 2, an RBI, 2 walks, a strikeout. Leonard went 0 for 3, a strikeout. Yeager 1 for 3, a strikeout. Jarvis 0 for 3, a run scored and a strikeout. And Cornell went 0 for 1. I apologize, 0 for 0 as he scored once. Well, that will do it, everyone, here from Berlin, as the Mountaineers are able to swipe the 13-2 victory over the Rams. We appreciate all of you tuning in today, as it's always fun, especially when I get to present these high school games to all of you amazing viewers. Well, we thank you for tuning in today. I hope you all have an amazing and blessed night. That's for now. This is Luke Bowers signing off from Berlin Brothers Valley.